hin ko pun poe hin no thawe yo na no wambon hin no na shumwe ikna thuwe ya
lo ta ko her ko ti ha kut me lo ha chit
ai nan hin no yo wa thawe
me lo ke ko ti ke ha kut te
You have heard of the Indian. You have heard of the Indian massacres. You think of the Indian as being a wild and savage killer. You will have books that shows that these are facts. But I can tell you that when the Indian kills one white man, the white man has already killed 1,000 Indians. The Great Spirit, when he put the Indians here in this country, he said, live and be happy. Remember, if you want to please me, your neighbor is first. Consequently, Indian religion is that when we pray for our neighbor, and then we pray for ourselves. Your God is the God of greed. Your symbol is the silver dollar. A man going along the highway, if by chance you see a dollar, he can't pick it up any too soon. Fall on his knees, not to thank your God for the good luck, but to look for another one. If the church bells is ringing, your ears are stopped. But if you hear the ringing of a silver dollar, you're sure going to stop, look, and listen. The Indian religion is different. The white man worships the god of greed. He invented the alarm clock and is now a slave to it. Everything he does according to the clock. He gets up by the clock, he eats by the clock, he works by the clock and goes to bed by the clock. He is a slave entirely to the clock. The Indian life is different. The Indian lives as he chooses, out in the open air. He does the thing that he likes to do, and he does them when he wants them done. Stop. The white man spends 2/3 of his life chasing the almighty dollar. And by the time he's accumulated his fortune and his millions, he's so old that he doesn't enjoy them no more. And he would gladly trade all his millions for a few years more, which he could have very well gotten them had he kept within the right that the Great Spirit had made him to do. Then his money is gone, his friends is gone, everybody is gone, and he is afraid of tomorrow. Can anything be more ridiculous than the white man's country now? You say that the country has lots of wheat, lots of corn, lots of cotton, lots of wool, immense stores of everything. But there's bread lines all over the country. The people are going hungry and they're shabbily dressed. Why don't you live like the Indians? The Indians either had depression all the time, or we don't know what depression is. Those who have immense stores of all of these things stored in, they can't use them. And those who have not any, They cannot get them. Isn't that a funny way for this country to be with its people? Although you have killed us, you have robbed us, you have done everything to annihilate us, but in spite of all the wrong that you have done to us, we don't bear no ill will against you. We invite you to come out west into our country from your nerve-wracking cities and live the life that we were born to live, and not live an artificial life like you live in the city. We want you to come and breathe the same pure air that we breathe, the mountain air, the rivers, fish in our streams, and live the happy and contented life that the Great Spirit intended the Indians to live forever. We invite you to come to this country. This is Santiago Quintano of the Pueblo of Cochiti, New Mexico. He has made 2 trips to California on foot, and if he lives 5 years more, he will be 100 years old. Thank you. We are Indians, Pueblo Indians of the real and savage West, where according to some of your eastern writers who come out west and sees the Indian from the window of the flying Pullman and goes back and writes horrible stories about the Indian of the West, and he says there's an Indian behind every bush, behind every rock, war paint on, a bow and an arrow and a tomahawk and a scalping knife for immediate use. We're not as bad as we're painted, because if we put 2 and 2 together, we're not as bad as we're painted, because if we put 2 and 2 together and go back to history and statistics, find that when the Indian kills and murders 1 man, the white man has already killed 1,000. And when the Indian steals 15 cents, the white man has already stole 15 millions and more. And that is not all. If the Indian is caught doing these things, he is either hanged or jailed for it. But when the white man is caught, he's brought before the high tribunal and given a good lecturing so he'll be more careful and not get caught the next time. Stop. Your symbol, the silver dollar, that is your God, and that is your greed. For instance, a man along the highway should by chance see a silver dollar on the highway, he can't pick it up any too soon. Fall on his knees, not to thank God for the good luck, but to see if there be another one alongside of it. Can anything be more ridiculous of the white man's country today? You say you have lots of wheat, lots of corn, lots of cotton, lots of wool, and lots of everything. But in spite of that, a lot of your people are going hungry. Everywhere bread lines, people go shabbily dressed, and people are afraid of tomorrow. Those who have big stores of food and clothing, they cannot use them, and those who have none, they cannot get them. Isn't that very ridiculous? Why don't you get a way by which everybody would live and let the other fellow live too?
Rauha hanyat kutena tanya rauha hanyat kunyumani. Sote sote tachitanya. Kaimas ya kata. Tinami ose anata. Tinami se anata. Heo kaimat het katanya kaimat ya kata. To hasteta. This old man has lived for 2 or 3 centuries, and it is all true what he has said.
Because of whatever this man says is true.
This man, whatever he has said, he has lived 2 or 3 generations, and it is all true. He says this Santiago Quintana has lived 3 generations, and whatever this man has said, it's all true.